All right, so take one of the first episode of Podcast Bros.
We're calling it Podcast Bros.
We are calling it Podcast Bros. Unless you had another name. I said that, and we've not workshopped anything else since. So I just figured we were going to take that and roll with it.
Well, Podcast Bros for now it is.
Okay.
Huh?
No.
No.
It's no. It's all right. It's.
That's a big thumbs down.
No, I don't hate it. I think I'm groaning because I think it's better than the one we've given ourselves.
I ain't got you.
This doesn't have to see the light of day. No one. That is a good question. What is it going to be about, Josiah?
Well, it's gonna be, who am I talking to here? You or Dad?
You're talking to me, the people, and Dad.
Okay, right. Well, it is about comic book culture.
Yep.
So, me, you, our whole family really grown up loving comic books. The TV shows around it, the characters come out of it. Obviously, in recent time, the movies that have become part of the zeitgeist, and yeah, I think it's comic books going in comic book movies especially are going in an interesting direction. And in a direction, actually, I think that is probably in the opposite direction to comic books themselves. I guess we'll get into that another time. But yeah, so this is all about everything surrounding our favourite comic books and characters in this world.
Yeah. Well, I think you said it best about comic book movies because that's what we're here to talk about today. We're going to be going through Josiah's top 15.
Mine?
Your
I thought
top.
we were going tit for tat here.
We can do that, but I figured maybe we could juice some extra content out of it. But all right,
It's on there.
is it?
Actually, yeah,
Can you
it's on
remember
there.
it? Is the question.
See, with these sorts of questions, they change daily, don't they? Like, if someone was to ask me my favourite comic book movie, no, actually, that one probably stays the same. But
All right, we'll start from the top then. What's your favourite comic movie? Then we'll work back up.
that's the most boring thing ever. Because it's the same answer for everyone. Have a guess what my number one is. You don't. That's if you could not even know who I was. You could probably walk into me in the
It's
street
the Dark
and
Knight.
guess what my first.
It's The Dark Knight.
It's the Dark Knight.
Okay.
Which is the boring answer.
I haven't put that as my answer. I've been proper annoying about it.
We got
Hmm?
got a contrarian here. Have we?
Do you want me to tell you, or do you want to work up to it?
Let's work up to it.
Let's work up to it. Okay, so for number 15, or did you want to do top? We could do 10 and then put 15 out another time.
Yeah, I think I could do like an honourable mentions list.
Yeah?
Well, I'll do my top 10.
Okay. Alright, so what's your 10th best comic book movie ever?
I'm going to get my list up because I don't want to embarrass myself.
Okay.
I'll tell you what my criteria was.
What's your criteria?
It has to feel like the character. And not necessarily like it has to be my favourite character,
Yeah.
but it has to feel like the character.
So I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at this dog dialogue going on the other side of the store. But it's just...
Sorry, dude, we messing with your vibe.
Nah, you're alright. But the dog is called Crypto, so it kind of fits with the theme.
Yeah, my dog is called Crypto. Crypto will probably make an appearance at some point in the future. Won't he?
You got to earn the Crypto appearance, though. You can't... it's not just free cash. You can't just put it in.
No.
No.
That's a few episodes deep, I hope. Yeah, there's not a particular tone that I've been biased towards.
Right.
I think I'm probably the annoying. No, I'm not. I'm not a Schneiderverse guy, but I'm not.
But...
I'm not. But I imagine some people would think because of the sort of tone of movies I like,
Right.
I would think I am.
Okay.
Generally, but if there's like a uplifting movie about a light-hearted character, I love them sort of movies too. So that's my criteria. Is that it has to feel like the character. Acting's
I'm not
pretty
gonna
good.
look. I'm not gonna ruin this for myself.
You
gonna
root for yourself. All right.
I'm gonna just look straight ahead. So the acting has to be good, you say?
Yeah, there's got to be some decent acting in there. Action's important. I do think action is important, but I feel like action in comic book movies now is just so.
There,
It's just normal, isn't it? And I think there's like it's cookie cutter.
Yeah. I kind of switched it up a bit from you.
Go on.
I couldn't decide on whether I wanted to stick to one criteria. So I've included things, a good movie that is based off a comic book. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's one thing. But then a good comic book movie, I feel, is something different. It's a movie that feels like you're watching a comic book in real life.
You sound like a Snyderverse guy now.
Well, no, because that doesn't feel like you're watching a comic book in real life. That feels like you're watching the physical manifestation of your inner demons. But like, I enjoy it. I don't want to dunk on it too much because I think Zack Snyder's Justice League is on my list. Don't look at me like that.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Is it your number 10?
It is my number 10.
Okay, right, so
Let's start with number 10 because my list has now disappeared because my laptop has decided to restart and I've lost it.
Ooh.
So that's okay.
hit me.
We'll cook on the fly. So yeah, number 10 for me, I put Zack Snyder's Justice League. I think so much better than the theatrical release. But I put it 10th because everything that's in there, well, I really like a lot of the stuff that's in there, but I feel like it's kind of like Infinite Monkeys and Infinite Typewriters. You make a movie that's 4 hours long, like you're
Some
gonna
of
have,
it's gonna be good.
yeah.
Because 45 minutes that is trash.
Like is it the last chunk when you're in the nightmare future?
Oh, where Jared Leto is just taking acid.
Yeah, I don't need to see that. Like,
I also didn't need I don't know how long it actually was, but it did feel like a genuine 15 minutes of Ezra Miller fingering a window.
that was weird. Yeah, I didn't mind that though. I think it was good to have an interruption.
30 seconds long.
Yeah, you really could have cut that down. Actually, I think it was 4 hours.
It was 4 hours. Yeah.
Because I think a 3.5 hour movie is like the most I could probably stretch. You know, like a Scorsese movie.
We didn't watch it together, did we?
No, I watched it over the course of one day. It was,
Okay.
and like I'm not complaining. I think it's because I wasn't expecting it. If I was in the cinema, I think maybe I could have done it for 4 hours straight. But I was like streaming it on my phone in bed in my uni
It's
room.
not right, is it? It's not the
No.
environment for that.
I think it could. I think it would have done a lot better.
I think it definitely benefited from being in lockdown as well.
You think? I think if it was on the
Yeah.
big screen, people would have enjoyed it more.
I don't think people would have signed up for a 4-hour movie. Oh, a remake
Yeah.
or a bad one.
Yeah.
Look,
If the first one hadn't come out, I think it would have had a chance. But
Yeah.
yeah, people were already off it from that first one.
I actually don't hate that shot. It's definitely not my top 10. Purely because I do feel like if you can't do it in 2.5 hours, you just shouldn't do it.
Really?
And it wasn't even just that. It was also, I feel like he could have done it in 2.5 hours.
Right. Oh, okay. So not that it has to be, but it could have
It
been.
could have been, and he decided to. Like there was a lot.
Trying to think of a play-by-play here. I think you probably could have left Superman dead for that movie, and then you can cut out a whole chunk of that film.
But that's that. I guess that's also why. Yeah, you could have done that.
Yeah.
But also, he shouldn't have been dead in the first place, really, should he?
Yeah, I think they could have banked that for a later date. Maybe him dying fighting Darkseid would have been cool. But I feel like getting him back just so they can beat, the second baddest guy,
Yeah.
it kind of makes them seem almost
A bit-
incompetent. Like,
Yeah,
they're
'cause
not powerful enough,
They were just about dealing with it, and then
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. And I think, when you look to the comics and even like their own movies and stuff, well, actually maybe not their own movies, but you can look to the comics, like these guys, I feel like they could do that without Superman. Like,
Yeah. Well, Wonder Woman is nerfed loads all the time.
I agree, yeah.
In all media, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know. Just for Steppenwolf, like needing Superman, I think is a bit much. And then even removing those reasons, I think it would have just made the movie a lot more. You could have streamlined it a lot, and then made an even bigger need for Superman in the next movie.
That's it.
But yeah, that's my number 10. Let me just
Spoilers for all the comic book movies, by the way.
yeah.
If you haven't seen them, what are you doing watching this?
You've got nothing from 2023, right?
No, I haven't. I haven't
Okay.
actually seen Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Oh,
And I'm assuming that's the only one that could get close to that. So
there is another
Oh,
one I
man,
just
I've
thought that I remembered was this year.
is it the one that's half a movie?
It is the one that's half a movie.
Okay, cool. Right. My number 10, I actually think it is. I think if I remember correctly, it is from the Sniperless.
Right.
It is Wonder Woman, the original.
Okay.
I think that's a really underrated movie with pretty poor third act. I'll admit.
Agreed. Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe I'm being a bit pretentious now, but the reason why I like it so much was someone broke down to me about how it was kind of unique to other comic book movies in the sense of what made her a hero. And I think what a lot of movies do is they get a female lead and then give her traditionally masculine traits.
Right.
And then make her the hero. So women are represented because there are women with masculine traits, quote unquote, but femininity is not represented. Whereas Wonder Woman was all about grace, compassion. This one of my gripes with modern day comic book movies, and this is something that's probably really crept in like the last 10 years, maybe after the first Avengers movie. People don't save anyone anymore. Heroes don't save anyone anymore, and that was like the only thing that happened in comic books for about 50 years. Just saving an average civilian who doesn't actually have a name. And Wonder Woman, the original, was like the only movie to do that in the last 10 years. And I think, yeah, that's why.
Somebody's not seen The Flash 2023, mate.
Oh, God. Yeah, he saves a lot of people,
Saves 7 babies.
Yeah, he saves a lot of babies.
7 CGI babies. I like that.
CGI burritos.
I actually overlooked that. Now I think about it, I'll have to slot that in my list somewhere.
Uh-oh.
Because I've never rewatched it.
You mean
I've never rewatched Wonder Woman.
I think actually I've only rewatched it once.
Yeah.
I know I watched it a lot of times, but it stuck with me.
I have no problem with it. I really enjoyed it, and I remember thinking, this is really good.
It's also nice to not have Nazis.
Yeah, I think it was an interesting setting.
Yeah, well, it could have really done World War II, and that would have just been like a slam dunk for all that emotional rhetoric, wouldn't it? But World War One, I think they made that interesting, humanising the quote unquote bad guys. It's kind of tougher to do that with Nazis, isn't it?
Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, number 9. He's pulling up the list. Okay, we're back. We had to pause it because Josiah had not written down his list.
I hadn't. Well, I had.
Mine's all up there anyway. So. But yeah, so you number 9.
My number 9. I'm now already questioning this order, but I'm gonna stick with it. No, I'm gonna stick with it.
Okay.
Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Oh,
I love that movie.
That is cheeky.
Why is it cheeky? I didn't say anything about it had to be just Marvel and DC.
That is fair. Okay. I've now just slotted in another movie in my head. I have to switch to them.
Oh.
Thanks for that.
But yeah, I actually love that movie so much.
Yeah.
Rewatchable. The music is class. Like every actor who's big now for some reason's in it.
Yeah.
Like we rewatched it what, like
a
6 months ago?
Maybe even.
Was it earlier than that?
No, sooner.
Sooner than that.
But we rewatched it, yeah.
And it was just like, it actually still works. I think I've rewatched that 7, 8 times.
Bro, I had the same experience watching 21 Jump Street last night.
They don't make movies like that no more, man.
Brie Larson is in 21 Jump Street. Did you know that?
She's the partner for booty popping, finger popping each other.
No, that's Dakota Johnson.
Is it?
The woman from 50 Shades of Grey. So
Yeah,
she's
bro,
in it as well,
yeah.
right?
Wait,
And
so
Brie
who's Brie
Larson's
Larson?
in it. She's just one of the high school kids. She's the one that Jonah Hill falls in love with, which hasn't aged very well at all. But like, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I need to rewatch 21 Jump Street. Man.
Mate, it's weird. It's weird because I was like, she's playing like a 16-year-old girl, and she's the same age as these guys.
There's something about the movies made between like 2010 and 2015, especially those ones that are like mid-budget.
Yeah, yeah.
That they've just got something. They just got something. They know that they're immortally funny, and like they've got all the actors in for some reason.
I was trying to explain to my girlfriend yesterday, Drillbit Taylor. Do you remember that movie?
No.
With Owen Wilson. It's like those kids in high school and they're losers. and they start hanging around with this dude.
Yeah.
Like gets his finger shot. Yeah. But yeah, so Scott Pilgrim vs. the World number 9.
Yeah,
Right.
that'll be my number 9, I think.
Are you doing this in order, or is this a non-ordered top 10? It's just your
I
favourite
think
top.
there's tiers.
Wow.
There's tiers. I think my top 3, my top 4,
Yeah.
they're the top 4 no matter what.
Okay.
The rest
Interchangeable.
interchangeable, I reckon.
I agree. Yeah, I'd say I'll do. Yeah,
Go on.
top 4, top 5. So number 9, I was gonna put Blade,
Oh right.
and I am still gonna put Blade, and I'll put the one that just popped up at number 8. Yeah, gonna put Blade because I love that movie. It's like the most 90s movie ever.
You love vampires as well.
I do love vampires. I bite everyone I see. But
Doesn't love vampires, he loves blood.
I love, yeah. No, the Vampire Diaries though. Put out there. It's actually a really good show.
Take your word for it, buddy.
Yeah. So not the Vampire Diaries, Blade. Love that film. I think it's great. I think it's so grungy. Like it's not trying to be a comic book, and if it is, it's proper like, it's proper. What was it? Marvel Max, is it, or something like that? The R-rated range of line of books they release, like in the noughties. It feels like something like that. It's not trying to make him out to be a hero in any way. He does good-ish by just killing loads of people.
Yeah. The collateral damage is just part of the course, isn't it?
Yeah, like
it's very 90s. You're right.
I love it though. Like Wesley Snipes is doing no acting. It just seems like they've just dressed him up and told him to say things as himself.
I think cool is the only way to describe it.
It is so cool.
It's
It is
just cool.
so cool.
Every shot is cool.
And
Every
sexy. I'm going to say it's sexy.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, because all of it is, like, the whole vampire element. Vampires are just always sexy.
He's
Like,
getting raunchy up in here.
no, but, like, not as in, like, oh, I find it so sexy. But, like,
Yeah.
like, everything about it just seems like, it is, like, I think people really liked that movie at the time. Obviously, I wasn't alive, but, like,
Yeah.
I feel like that movie had popularity because 1, vampires are sexy, 2, violence is cool, and it's, like, the first scene is them in, like, a rave.
Yeah.
And then they all get soaking wet as they're dancing, but it's in blood.
Yeah.
Like, so that's what I mean. Like,
It's
I think
cool
it's
stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's unnecessarily cool.
yeah, like you wouldn't.
Who's thought of that as well?
I don't know, probably someone who's read the Vampire Diaries, I would say. Nah, but yeah, I just like it.
Yeah.
Blade 2, not great. Blade 3 is like the worst film I've ever seen.
I haven't seen Blade 3.
Blade Trinity. But yeah.
Ryan Reynolds has got an incredible knack for either being in the worst movie or the most normal movie you've ever seen. Except for one. Is that spoiler for later? I don't know.
There's no way.
No, it's not.
Okay. I was gonna say, come on.
John, what's your number 8?
My number 8 is Akira. So I've slotted that in, yeah,
okay.
because you said Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah. Well done. You're better at comics than me.
Yeah, like it's not. What I found out is that the actual manga is like a lot bigger. There's a way more to it than you get in the movie.
It did feel a little bit like I'm missing something when I watch the movie.
Yeah, I think there's some more exposition both before and after where the movie takes place.
Thank God.
So
Great movie, by the way. Don't kill me. It just didn't make sense at one point.
Yeah, I think what I've gathered is that reading the manga is kind of like the second half of watching the movie. Like you understand way more of it, and like you get a better appreciation of it. I enjoyed the movie. It's a classic, you know. There's a reason it's been popular for like 40 years almost. It just looks amazing. Like regardless of whether you like the story, understand the story, or relate to anything going on at all, like it's all just gorgeous to look at. Like
it is amazing.
I can't remember what it is. They invented like a bunch of new colors digitally, specifically.
What do you mean?
Like the way they mix the colors to do the backdrop of Neo Tokyo.
Are you saying the creators of Akira are God?
No, but they were able to depict colours that hadn't been depicted before. Yeah, and like
Is that true?
yeah, I heard
That's
this.
insane.
I've heard this. I've never fact checked
Oh,
it,
is
but
it?
I've heard it.
My
so-
source is
yeah.
the source.
Trust me. You know what I mean? I made it up. Yeah. So that's my number 8. I haven't got too much to say about the story because, as itself, like a movie, I really enjoyed it. And I think the message is about sort of just like capitalism, sort of just dystopian setting, and almost the sorts of ideas around like existentialism and sort of.
Yeah, anime loves existentialism.
It does. I'm not.
That's where it lost. It didn't lose me. Like an hour in, I was like, "What's going on now?"
Yeah.
And I was like, it's like the story changed.
Why are these little grey babies like floating everywhere? Like,
yeah.
nah, that's fair.
But no. I really enjoyed Hero. I wish I'd thought of it and seemed cooler than you, earlier than you.
Fair. Okay. I've got Dragon Ball Z. Is it Mecha Broly?
What?
No, yeah, it's just don't you know what, I don't even want to talk about it. I wasted my time watching all the Dragon Ball Z movies when I was like 14, and I've never regretted committing to something more than doing that. Yeah.
My number 8 is not going to be popular with you,
What was it?
but I'm hoping I find a community of people with sense.
Okay.
It's X2.
X2.
It's X2. I love X2. I love the X-Men. So when it comes to comic book characters, I guess they're more than a character, but I've always gone for Batman, the Justice League, and X-Men. I just love the story around the X-Men. And I feel like of all the ensemble movies, they kind of, X2 encapsulated the X-Men the best. I always found the X-Men were most interesting when they were fighting for morality rather than fighting against Magneto.
Fair.
Um,
You won't like my pick though. Because I have an X-Men movie, yeah.
Okay. And yeah, I think it's actually. Oh my gosh, the name of this comic run has slipped my mind. It's like
God loves, man kills. Yeah.
And that's one of my favourite runs. And I think that does a really good job of getting that. Brian Cox was incredible. It's powerhouse performances everywhere. Thespians galore.
It is just coming out the wazoo.
Just out of the way. It's just him, Ian McKellen, Patrick Stewart, just going, who was trained the best?
And the Greatest Showman, Hugh Jackman.
Don't
Lest we
Greatest
forget.
Showman.
Yeah.
And Oscar award winner
Halle Berry. Yeah.
Don't forget Mr. Marsden, who after watching Jury Duty, I now know is the greatest actor of all time.
He is. That and Hairspray.
that's right.
Yeah. I don't like X-Men as much as you.
Yeah.
But I respect your decision, and I think it's a solid story. It is a solid story.
That
I
scene
do
in
enjoy
White
it.
House?
What's that got to do with
That hasn't been
story?
topped. No, but that hasn't been topped.
Yeah.
Action-wise, I can't think right now. Action-wise, I can't think of a scene that's topped that.
I think it's cool because there's no intro.
No.
That is the intro. Who is this? We've never seen this character before. Why is he beefing the president?
And it's such a nice wink to the people that have read the comics.
Yeah.
Because it's not only is it like, you get this, but it's also like, you get this, but you're also now having to think even harder.
Yeah.
You've got an insight, but you're then thinking, why is this guy we know to be a good guy trying to be
Someone's watching X2 later tonight.
The mansion scene.
Yeah.
That Wolverine gets to go Wolverine.
Yeah. Listen, I don't hate the movie. I just don't like it as much as you. That's not that because I dislike it. I just don't have the same amount of passion. The scene in Boston
with Pyro and the policeman.
Oh, boo! I
Every
didn't like.
part of it
I didn't like
shooting
that part.
The shooting at when the bullet pops out.
Yeah.
Bro, I love it, man.
I especially was it Lady Deathclaw when they're in
Yeah, that's
Weapon X facility.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, they kind of they bottled it on that. They could have committed to a proper Lady Deathstrike, but other than that.
Did I say Lady Deathstroke or Lady Deathstrike?
Yeah, I think you did say Lady Deathstrike.
Lady Deathstroke. Okay. So number 7.
Don't want to get a death stroke from Lady Deathstrike.
My number 7. That I cooked. Wait, have I done? Yeah, this is number 7.
Yeah.
It was gonna be X-Men 1, but I don't. You've just said X-Men 2, but
honestly,
yeah.
that's my third favorite ensemble movie for X-Men. So that sounds so niche.
It's an alright X-Men
But
movie.
you've got to
Isn't
remember,
it?
there are so many X-Men movies now.
What's your second?
Top 3 is like.
So X2.
I think I prefer Days of Future Past. Days of Future Past is
Really?
but yeah, I think I prefer Days of Future Past. There was a lot about Days of Future Past I didn't like. Like quite a lot. But I think maybe I do prefer X-Men. I don't know. All I know is I prefer X2.
For me, my favourite lies between X-Men Origins and X-Men 1. That's right. I'm an X-Men Origins fan.
You like X-Men
Yeah,
Origins all
I'm proud to say it. You know, I've had 12 years of hiding my truth, and I'm here to reveal that I am an X-Men Origins fan. I love that movie.
We've managed to end this podcast. The episode it started. I can't believe it.
Yeah, no, but
I'm done.
okay, what don't you like about the movie? And I'm going to tell you why you're wrong.
Okay, CGI's not good.
The CGI is fine for 2011.
Right. What I liked.
No. I'll tell you what I like. You can tell me what you didn't like.
Okay. Wait, is it on your list, or are we just going on a tangent here?
I'm telling you, X-Men and X-Men Origins are interchangeable for me.
Oh my
yeah,
god. Okay.
I will have either of them.
Right. So what I didn't like, right, was Gambit. I didn't like I don't even know how you describe.
Oh my
those
gosh!
girls.
No! I'm an X-Men First Class, not X-Men Origins
Oh
Wolverine.
my God, I was
Sorry.
gonna say.
Yeah. As soon as you
That's
said
why I'm
Gambit,
so
I thought he doesn't know what he's talking
confused.
about. No. Yeah.
That's
The CGI thing makes a lot more sense
X-Men
now.
Origins, you had me confused.
No, X-Men First
Okay,
Class.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Because it's an origin movie, but yeah, you
I was
have to
that's
excuse
the
me.
hottest of takes.
Nah, there's no way you could ever, because it's not even fun. It's not even like dumb fun. It's
It's
just.
Origins. No,
Wait.
there's 2 good scenes in there.
So you're telling me that your top 3
I don't like First Class.
you don't like, well, you're wrong. That's what I mean. I'm ready to ride again,
Okay.
but for the actual right movie.
Yeah.
You haven't put Logan in your list.
I said ensemble movie.
Oh, okay. I accidentally just smacked the laptop and
Oh,
paused the
when did you
recording.
smack and pause?
Literally like 2 seconds ago.
We were on a tangent anyway.
But yeah,
so
Logan. Sorry, yeah. So First Class or X-Men 1. Either way, I love X-Men First Class. I think that's the best we've ever seen Professor X and Magneto together. I love that.
Yeah, I think it's they always talk about being mates, but we've never actually seen it.
Yeah, they messed it up with the timeline after
Yeah,
that. You know, when James McAvoy turns into like 80-year-old Patrick
Well,
Stewart.
Nick Maso from Mr. Sunday Movie sums it up best.
Yeah.
The continuity for X-Men ends at the previous movie.
Yeah.
Anything before the previous movie just doesn't count.
It's just cooked up on the fly.
Yeah.
But yeah, that scene where he's having to move the satellite dish in the garden.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
I love that. Even his introduction when he's in Argentina hunting Nazis, I think that's so cool.
I even like the Wolverine cameo.
Yeah,
That's
really? Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun, isn't it?
And you even understand why he goes off the rails and kills what's Kevin Bacon?
Yeah, Kevin.
Yeah, Mr.
What's his
EE.
character again? What's his name?
I literally can't remember.
He's just Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, it's Kevin
He's just
Bacon.
footloose.
It's not even coming to me.
No.
But yeah, so number 7 is either X-Men or X-Men First Class.
That's cool. Okay, I can back that. I got nothing in there.
Definitely not X-Men Origins.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Right, my number. What am I on 7? 6.
Wait, so you've said
Wonder Woman.
yeah,
X2.
yeah, Scott Pilgrim.
Pilgrim.
Yeah. So this
And
is
now I'm gonna say Spider-Man 2.
at 7.
Yeah.
7.
Yeah. So I think it's been. It belongs at the head of the table. It belongs on the Mount Rushmore of comic book movies.
Mount Rushmore's 4 people, and
No,
you're putting
I
him
know.
7.
But listen, Mount Rushmore ain't the 4 best presidents.
It's not even 4 real presidents
It's
this
not
time.
even 4
But that's not the point.
But I think it's been surpassed by 6 movies at least. Spider-Man 2 though is incredible. There are some odd things, Mary Jane Watson is not a good person.
No, yeah,
She's
that's
just
fair.
not a
yeah.
good person. Like, why am I rooting for her?
Yeah, but like, I think it's more realistic that he's chasing after someone who doesn't actually care about him that much. That's real simp energy,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Like,
I mean, he's a real person. It's true. It's true. Yeah. What can I say that hasn't been said? J.K. Simmons gives the most accurate portrayal of any character ever in a comic movie. There's no. I don't think anyone has embodied their character better than J.K. Simmons. Oh my god! Is this
Crypto's here.
Is this the crypto cameo?
They haven't earned him yet.
I think he's out of shot. Let's not give him that
Yeah,
satisfaction.
stay low.
Get
Stay
out
low.
there, boy. Go, boy.
Yeah.
That's good, boy. Come on. How you go, boy? Good boy. Good boy. Tommy Maguire's performance underrated. The action's great.
All you're saying is good things, and I can't understand why you've put it so
but
low.
I just think there's more stuff with more things. I think
More stuff with more things.
more stuff with more better things. 7 out of there must be 100 comic book movies out by now. That's not bad, mate. That's not bad. Anyway, yeah.
We'll be back to this
Sure
because
we'll
it's
be back
high.
to
It's a
it.
lot higher on my list. But number 6 for me is Superman
The original.
1. Yeah.
See, that's where you've gone wrong, bro.
Why have I gone wrong?
Superman 2 is better.
Here's my thing. Superman 2 is a better movie,
Uh-huh.
but Superman 1, in terms of just having a comic book that's straight out of the 70s, like on the screen, you know, you'll believe a man can fly. People going nuts in the cinema. Dad was, probably. He's like,
Definitely was.
however old, but like, the movie's crazy. Like, it's crazy. I don't think it's great. I don't think it holds up. It's not like The Godfather and you're looking back and thinking this is art. But at the
I don't know. I think there's something. I think there is something artistic about it. I think nothing sums up the kind of genuine optimism people had in that era.
yeah, you know, it's not.
That movie.
You know, it's almost unfathomable that Lex Luthor actually wins technically.
Yeah.
Like, and then he reverses time. It's like that's so 70s.
Yeah, that's
Like,
the point.
yeah, I'm saying like
yeah.
for the audience that must be crazy because you know, what have you got? You got radio serials. You've got maybe some TV like episodes, the Batman '66 series. But like this is the first time properly seeing a high budget Hollywood movie of this like just like the most well known American hero like of all time.
And I was just talking about J.K. Simmons. Christopher Reeves comes real close.
Yeah.
That's a perfect Superman.
Bro, even Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor, like, does such, like, maniacal villain, old school villain energy.
Yeah.
Like, I love it. I think it's great. I think it's colourful. It's not trying to be, you know, Batman '89, I think it was a really good movie. But it's, you know, it's bringing the grunge. It's post-crisis. It's, you know,
It's
it knows
not
what it's trying
really a Batman movie. That's a Tim Burton movie.
Yeah, you feel that dark energy,
yeah,
but this, it just does feel like a ray of sunshine almost.
Yes.
From the first scene to the last, like, it's just a good time.
And I think that's what we need more in comic movies. We ain't got that anymore. Just that
Yeah.
bright optimism, genuine values, like old school superhero values.
Yeah.
Saving someone's life. Who's just a...
I mean, Man of Steel was going to be on my list, and it may even... The closer we get to the top 3, the less chance it has of making the list. But Man of Steel is an honourable mention for me.
Okay.
But I think the thing that stops it from being, like, a hard-stuck top 10 for me is the stuff that makes those first 2 Superman movies so great.
Yeah.
The optimism,
Yeah.
you know...
They really could have inserted that. And it
doesn't take long.
Yeah, it doesn't take long. And they just... I think they went wrong with the... making Jonathan Kent a little bit more dour. I think that's where they went wrong in that Man of Steel movie.
Yeah, because it doesn't really seem like the person that would... I don't mind that storyline from a lot of other people, but I think it's hard to imagine someone with like unshakable willpower who's always gonna fight for the right cause being raised by like the most just down in the dumps bloke in Kansas.
And that's what was great about Superman 1 is actually was Jonathan Kent was probably he wasn't in it long, but that scene where he literally tells him like essentially says like you can be like a symbol of hope and then dies. Like,
I don't know
that's
why'd
just
you say it like
I know,
that.
it's just his last contribution.
Yeah.
He can't contribute anything more.
Yeah.
Whereas Man of Steel was Jonathan Kent. His last contribution is like, you shouldn't save everyone.
Especially not me.
It's not me.
Don't save me.
Not me.
Like.
But yeah. That's not bad. I would have picked Superman 2 if I was going to put any of the Superman movies in there. But
Superman 2 is my favourite, but
that's a better movie.
it does also feel like a comic book. Superman 1 or Superman 2, I suppose, but I think Superman 1, for the way it just changed the game.
Yeah.
Like, and it made... Obviously, there was a lot of ups and downs before, like, the MCU from that, but, like, that is huge. Brought Superman, I suppose, into an even bigger, like, viewer focus for a lot of people.
It's definitely on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's not about quality of president.
It's not about quality of president.
Might not even be a president. Yeah. So what's your 6 then?
I think it's another one you're not gonna like. It's Iron Man.
No. It's growing on me.
That Iron Man changed the game. I am 25 years old, 26 years old.
Oh.
That
You haven't said that out loud
yet. I've watched some dross.
Yeah.
We were there for Daredevil,
Being in the trenches.
Catwoman,
Elektra.
Elektra. Why did we watch that? It's the straight to DVD movies, the TV shows, and then Iron Man came out. I don't even like Iron Man. I only know Iron Man from being in some Avengers comics and being in some TV shows. And they made this guy cool. I didn't know who Robert Downey Jr. was.
Well, cool. Yeah.
And they just made it cool. The suit, genuinely now, I mean this dead serious. The CGI on Iron Man suits only got worse.
Ooh, yes.
It's actually only got worse since Iron Man.
I like it being robotic pieces. Nanotech is cool.
Move.
It doesn't have, and not everything has to be nanotech.
And like getting dust on it.
Yeah.
Like there must be, but I can't think of a time where there's actually dust on Iron Man since the Avengers.
Yeah, like the scorch marks and everything.
The scratch or two.
Yeah, it feels like actual armor instead of like just this magical device that's on him.
And yeah, I from start to finish, it's if it's not a concise movie, it feels like a tight 2 hours. It feels like a tight 2 hours. You just get to it. I knew nothing about Iron Man's origin. I don't know how much they changed it at that point. But I don't think they could have got it any better.
I think it's cracking. I think it's crack-a-lacking, pal.
Movie.
Yeah.
It definitely relies on Robert Downey Jr. But there's a reason why they built a whole universe around him.
Exactly. Yeah. You can't take that away from the movie. In fact, there's an extra prop to whoever the casting director was.
My only gripe with it is it's now started the trend of every superhero comic book origin movie. They now have to fight an evil version of themselves. No, that's
and it works in that.
It works.
And it earns it almost.
You're allowed to be the first.
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
I don't know. Superman 2, he's fighting 4 evil,
like
3 even, but it earns it. Obadiah's wanted whatever the Starks have had since before the movie takes. Yeah, so I don't hate that, and it was the first big blue beam in the sky, I think.
I forgot that.
They're out there.
So everyone's literally it's the blueprint for pretty much every movie at the moment.
It's the blueprint for every origin MCU movie,
literally. So Iron Man. I think if it's not my favorite origin, I think it's my favorite origin movie.
Really?
Yeah. I think it might be.
You ready to stick with that?
No.
I haven't got anything else in mind. Actually, I do have something else in mind.
I feel like Kevin 11 meme. No. I've gone wrong somehow.
I've just thought of something, and
Right.
I know you agree with me.
Okay.
That is better.
Well, here's my number 5.
Yeah.
The Winter Soldier.
Oh yes. Now we're cooking.
Now
Now we're in the big leagues. Yeah.
Winter Soldier. Like they turned the dork into the best character in the MCU.
Retweet. Yeah.
And like, again, what can I say? Like, it's just sick. It's just sick. Anything I say has been said a million times before.
Fair. Yeah.
It's just sick. What's your 5?
Consult my mind
Oh,
palace
consult his
quickly.
Mind palace. He's getting Sherlock. You see the numbers coming out of his ear. He's stressing, boy.
Oh, I think I may have a bit of oversight on my part.
That Akira inclusion's killed you. Innit?
Yeah, I shouldn't have put that in. I was
That's
just,
my
I was
fault.
just trying to match your energy, man. But no, but you're right. Like, I just wasn't thinking big enough. It's probably Zack Snyder's Justice League that's done this for me. Let's be real. that could get bumped down a bit. Number 5, I'm going to put. I'm also going to put Winter Soldier because that's boring to do for me, but I love it. You know,
it's so good.
it is so good. Even if you haven't got the cool themes about like upholding your values or sticking to the right path, even though like everything's telling you not to. Yeah, you know.
By the way, Superman writers, you can do that still. You can still be optimistic.
Does it?
And have a cool movie.
Doesn't it? Yeah, but just the action, amazing. Like special effects, amazing. The acting,
Yeah, special effects is underrated in that.
I think, in a lot of MCU movies, it's not that the actors are bad or the. It probably is because of the story, but really that sometimes they don't have a lot of room to actually show what they're made of. Everyone thinks Tom Holland is insane, and he is a good actor because of Spider-Man: Far From Home, but like, probably most of the other actors can do that if they're given the chance to just show that off.
Like Mr. Evans did.
Exactly, yeah. So you just need to, you know, I think when you write a story which allows for there to be a lot more emotional depth and like an exploration of a character, actors can show what they're made of, and then people will stop feeling like these are just like corporate, just money grabs, essentially.
Yeah.
You know, you get a lot more out of it from an audience perspective, but also from just a performance perspective.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. Are we racist?
Why?
I'm assuming you also haven't put either of the Black Panthers in, because I was just thinking about Black Panther 2.
Black Panther. Should we start doing some honourable mentions? Because I feel like we're now going to start seeing some crossover.
Black Panther 2, I think is better than Black Panther 1.
Yeah.
Yeah? We're agreed on that, right?
There's flaws in both.
For
I
me...
think there's more flaws in Black Panther because it does the whole evil version of the same person as me.
Yeah.
I didn't like the whole...
But the idea about, I guess, like, ideas around, like, black diaspora are coming back to...
Yeah, that's why I hated it more.
It's a lot.
Such a Disney version of Pan-Africanism.
Fair, yeah. Black Panther 2, I just think, even though, like, the narrative, you know, it's kind of cool, I think just thematically, and the acting, everyone just brings their A-game, man.
They ain't thespians, but they're thespians.
They are, well, you know, Angela Bassett did the thing, right?
She did
the thing.
But even Letitia Wright. Shout out Letitia, man. Top Boy's finest.
Top Boy alumni.
Top Boy alumni. She... Because Angela Bassett was so sick, I feel like it overshadowed her slightly. But she did some things there. Like, she showed the stages of grief.
Oh,
in
yeah.
an amazing way.
I'm glad you said that, because I was just about to say that. I feel like people just see it as angry, but you get all 5.
Well, I don't want to speak. I want to speak for a community that's not mine. I feel like that the indigenous population, the South American indigenous population, community, feel like they had their moment a bit and probably deserve a bit more. I feel like that's a nice introduction to Nate Moore.
Yeah, I think it's good
a nice
that
twist.
they didn't kill him, and also you can understand why he did what he did.
Bro, they should have been clout in America. Bro, shake hands and go get the real bad guys.
Fair, but like also.
But Disney ain't letting that happen.
Yeah, that's an honourable mention though. I don't
think it's in my top 10.
I should have slotted it in earlier. Maybe over Blade.
I don't think I could get... one of my honourable mentions, we've already spoiled that The Dark Knight's going to be my number 1.
Yeah.
Because that's boring. But me and you watched Batman Begins recently. That movie's incredible.
Outstanding.
If The Dark Knight didn't come out, people would be talking about that movie a whole lot more.
Even the special effects, like how they designed the fight style.
That stayed up. That stayed. So that's in my top 20.
Yeah.
Definitely. That movie's a class. You got any more?
No, I don't want to give away the rest of my top 5. I said Man of Steel. Wonder Woman for me. Honorable mention.
Yeah.
I think it's a good movie. I don't know about the comic book aspect of it. And I also want to put out there Under the Red Hood.
Oh, that
Yeah.
That's a good shout. That's a good shout.
You know, it's
Yeah, that does a good job. That.
it's not even like the most advanced animation you've ever seen.
No.
But through the voice acting, like
Barney from How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
He had that in his locker.
but just like you just feel it, like the emotional weight behind it all. Like it feels like, and because it's animated as well, it almost feels like a continuation of all the cartoons that you've seen.
Yeah.
Like it's not the same style, but it's the same sort of and it's like, God, yeah, like this is the Batman I grew up with. This, you know, Robin I grew up with. He's Nightwing now. There's a new Robin, and you almost feel the weight of the time spent as like a family, like the relationship. You feel the levity behind that. The gravity behind that. But yeah, that's an honourable mention for me.
I've got a trifecta of honourable mentions.
Okay.
I think they all miss out for the same reason for me. I'm gonna call them the James Gunn 3. Not because James Gunn made all these movies, but I feel like they wouldn't have been possible without James Gunn.
Okay.
Thor Ragnarok. Liked it a lot actually, but I've been quite vocal about the fact not everything needs to be a joke all the time.
Yeah, it's too. It goes.
Your home just got blown up. You don't need to make a joke right now.
I think the comedy works up until the third act.
Yeah.
Like, and then I think maybe just read the room.
Yeah. This should be sad. We're okay to be sad.
Yeah.
The Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
The Suicide
Great
Squad.
movie.
His actual Suicide Squad. I think that's really good. Visually, I think he did some really interesting things. Margot Robbie needs to stay on as Harley Quinn.
Yeah. Retweet.
Yeah, enjoyed that. And actually, now I realise he's actually made 2 of these. Guardians of the Galaxy 1, I enjoyed it, just not enough to get into my top 10. Really enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy. That changed the trajectory of the MCU.
So my number 4 is Guardians of the Galaxy 3. 3.
Okay.
Yeah, because I feel like as the movies go on, they become increasingly more wacky, but like in a comic book way. Like it feels like a space adventure with some goofy comic book characters. Like the third one, even just the color palette, like
right.
and like it almost feels cheesy. It almost feels like Power Rangers. There's a scene where they have to break into like a space prison. Yeah, or I don't know.
I've seen it.
Yeah. So they have to get through, and basically like the outer wall of the prison is made, or the facility is made of like this organic material, which is gross already. And the 5 Guardians of the Galaxy members are there, and they're all wearing just a different block color spacesuit. And it's like, this is goofy, but this movie knows it's a comic book movie, and it has emotion.
That's the sort of thing like comic book TV shows used to do all the time.
Yeah, it just feels like a comic book on the screen,
like in the real world,
beginning to end.
A factory-made spacesuit, everyone's got the same colour. There's no need for it to be different, but it's just good that they are.
Like, there's no need for it to try and be realistic either. We're watching a raccoon, a tree, and some aliens in space. Like, and it doesn't try to be, and it's so much fun, but also it's so hard hitting as well. Like, it's just an emotional movie from beginning to end, from like maybe 2 or 3 of the characters' perspectives. The High Evolutionary as the bad guy gives like the most villainous monologues. I can't remember the dude's name. Absolutely kills it. Yeah, it's just brilliant. Even like Will Poulter as Adam Warlock. Like it's like, oh, this seems like he's like he's giving it his all. It's a silly role, but he's giving it his all, and it shows and it pays off. So yeah, that's my number 4. What about you?
My number 4 is Into the Spider-Verse. Why are you looking at me like that?
4's a little low, partner. Might be a little too low. I like him. It's got to be top 3.
The only reason I haven't put
Smoking crack.
Across the Spider... I'm getting them mixed up, right? What's the one that came out in 2023? Across.
That's Across the Spider-Verse.
Okay, so Across the Spider-Verse, the only reason why that isn't there yet,
What's wrong with
that
that?
movie ain't finished. not done.
You put them both together. Put 1 and 2 together.
No. As in, but one's complete. One's complete.
Yeah.
2's not complete yet. They could ruin it. They could ruin
They're
it.
not gonna ruin it.
I really don't think they are, but they could. So I don't.
I think they belong as a package. I think when the third one comes out, I get Across the Spider-Verse is a part 1.
No, but it's not. They're not a package though.
Hot diggity, man. Yes, they are.
If Across the Spider-Verse didn't come out, Into the Spider-Verse would still be great. But you can't.
fair,
whatever's coming out Beyond the Spider-Verse, if Beyond the Spider-Verse doesn't come out, Across the Spider-Verse is not done.
I don't hate that. Okay, and I think Into the Spider-Verse is just.
I think
If there was never a second, I get what you mean. If there was never a second movie,
that first one's still great.
we have that for life.
Yeah.
If there's no second Across the Spider-Verse, you're thinking, well, I've just wasted. Yeah, like.
Yeah. So they could make. They could actually make a 3 out of 10 Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
And it would probably still get him to my top 10.
Just dragged up, but yeah.
But
Yeah, okay.
For now, I won't put it in there.
Okay.
If we ever revisit this, it probably will be in there.
Fair. Alright, Paul.
Change what animation could do.
Mm-hmm.
What I love more than people loving the characters that they're kind of portraying is people clearly loving what they're doing and being given the freedom to do what they want to do.
Right.
That Into the Spider-Verse has clearly got love.
Mm.
Like, even more so than Across the Spider-Verse. Like, these guys were just given the keys and they were able to drive.
They went nuts. I feel like 2 is way more ambitious, but I think 1, well, it's not actually, because I guess, I don't know. There's an argument to be made for both, but that's not the point I'm trying to make. 1, having that selection of, 6 characters, 6 Spider-Men.
5 or 6.
Yeah, and kind of understand them all, apart from Penny, but then she has, some sort of Evangelion moment between the movies. Anyway, but Spider-Man Noir, Spider-Ham, old Spider-Man. It's just so much fun seeing everyone just have fun, like you say, with their characters, and you feel it.
The actors feel like they're having fun.
Yeah.
The animators are clearly having fun. The directors, I think Lord and Miller, you're talking about 21 Jump Street.
Yeah.
They're
having fun.
They might be all timers. If they made a bad movie, I don't think so.
Did they do the Lego movie as well? Or am I bugging?
Maybe. Yes. Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Tell me and I'll run with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made the Lego movie.
If they didn't, it feels like they.
Whoever did make the Lego movie should be proud of themselves.
Yeah. And give all the credit to Lord and Miller.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's having fun with it. Everyone clearly loves Spider-Man. And whatever spin on the Spider-Man they're portraying, there's still that core of Spider-Man in there. It's amazing.
Number 4.
There's a reason.
Wait, have I done it before? I did Winter Soldier, then I did Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Yeah. So 3. Oh my gosh. Oh, what have I done? I've made a horrible mistake.
I think you're on 4.
No, 4 with Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I'm going to have to cut out Avengers Endgame, which means I've now ranked Blade and Justice League above Avengers Endgame.
Well, it depends, because what are you about to say?
I'm about to say Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
And I'm going to say Spider-Man 2 because as a movie, fantastic. Make that movie just about a random dude, an unheard superhero. Doesn't even have to be a superhero. Just a dude who's fighting his old mentor and his mentor's gone crazy. Yeah? There's a dude he looked up to. Goes to dinner with him, man. He goes to his experiment.
The Incredibles did a better job.
The Incredibles did not do a better job with that man.
They did exactly.
They did not.
Syndrome and Mr. Incredible have exactly the same story.
So you're telling me you're ranking The Incredibles above Spider-Man 2?
No,
Sam Raimi didn't die for this.
Genuinely, he died.
No, he didn't. But if he had, he wouldn't have died for this.
I'm gonna tell you right now, The Incredibles is better than.
No.
But it's not a comic book movie, so we ain't gonna talk about that right now.
I want to see Mr. Incredible do what Spider-Man did on that train track. Okay, because he can't.
Actually, he did.
Physically, he can.
No, he did.
Oh god, yeah, he did.
You have to shut up. You coming back to this one, baby?
We're never coming back to this because Spider-Man 2 as a movie, right?
Spider-Man 2 is
fantastic, man.
incredible.
Do get ED halfway through the movie to do with his webs. And it's like, but it's all like confidence based.
I love watching that again as an adult. 'Cause as a kid, I was like, oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
As an adult, I'm like, yo, Sam Raimi was going through some things.
Everything okay at home, Sam. But as like, it also just feels like a comic book as well.
Yeah,
Like it is just a comic book. It's hopeful. It's optimistic. Spider-Man is having a really bad time of things, which is how we want to see him. That's how we want to see him.
He's not allowed to win.
He's not. Yeah, I don't want to see that ever.
Man, the writers of Marvel, you just got an insight into the writers of Marvel comic books right now.
Don't go too far though. I want him to, have a girlfriend, have a wife. You know what I mean?
Kids
But
out.
yeah, I don't want that. But just be Paul. You know?
Just be poor.
Yeah, like
Just reverse of the Paris Hilton meme.
yeah,
Just stay poor.
yeah. I absolutely agree.
Yeah, recreated a few panels beautifully. Yeah, man. It's a top movie. It's a top movie. I don't think there's that much difference between 7 and 3.
It's 4 actually.
That's your 4th.
No, there is 4. That's the difference between 7 and 3, and that's a matter of respect, man.
So obviously you're going to tell me you prefer Spider-Man 2 to the Spider-Verse movies.
No, because Into the Spider-Verse. That's why I realised I pigeonholed myself because I'm gonna have to put Into the Spider-Verse as number 2.
But are you going to tell me that Spider-Man 2 is better than Logan? Which
Yes.
is my number 3.
See these toes? All 10 of them down. Yeah.
Logan is so I sometimes get a little bit nervous when people make huge swathing changes to like a beloved comic book story. And Old Man Logan is like pretty impossible to recreate if you don't have the MCU.
This is a safe space.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that comic that much. I don't think it's very.
I like it a whole lot less since I've seen Logan.
Yeah. Okay.
So Logan's better.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Logan's like the thespians going at it.
It's true.
That Patrick Stewart performance, timeless.
Logan. Yeah.
We got to stop Logan.
No, it was great. Two
He's
Hugh Jackmans,
insane.
two greatest showmen. Yeah.
I don't remember her name. Is it Laura Daphne?
Daphne Keane. Yeah,
Wow,
because
I
it's
butchered that one.
because the character's called Laura, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, yeah. So it's Daphne Keane. Yeah.
So Daphne Keane acted in her second language, apparently. Do you know how wild that is for like a 10-year-old? That's nuts.
Was she 10?
No, she wasn't, but she was a child.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
was
yeah.
great. I love Narcos, man. Wish I knew his name to give him the credit. The Reaver. The head Reaver.
I've never seen Narcos, so I've never seen that dude in
sorry.
anything, yeah.
The nice guy. Is he a nice guy? I swear he's a nice guy. Not Ryan Gosling, but I swear he's in the nice guys.
Might be. You're talking to me now, and it's like I've never seen another movie in my life. Probably. Let's just say he is.
Let's say he is.
Yeah, loved him in The Nice
Maybe
Guys.
he just looks a lot like Ryan Gosling. I don't know, but he was good in that as well.
Okay,
Quite good.
yeah.
He did the whole
Good.
slimy.
That's a mustache twirling
a
villain.
mustache-
Yeah.
But kind of, because you can imagine a world where you love him. Like if he's the good guy, you'd love him.
Yeah, but he wants to torture children.
Yeah,
And
it's just like, ooh.
He's not shy about it.
It's real nasty.
Yeah.
Real nasty. It lost its way a little bit when it was doing the whole we've cloned the X-Men, here they are, as children. And
Was
they
that
were
what
using
that
their
was?
powers. Yeah, did you not see?
No, I knew they all had powers, but I didn't
Yeah.
realise it was like X-Men clone
It
powers.
wasn't like the X-Men, but it was like we've cloned existing mutants and we put them in these
Oh,
children.
right,
And I
okay.
swear there was a scene where someone had Cyclops' powers.
I think I would like to retract my statement because clearly I did not watch that movie with enough attention paid to it. because if Laura is X-Men's Wolverine's clone,
Yeah, I think there was.
then I guess the other ones would just be other
I
people.
might also listen to that, but I think Hugh Jackman gives the best performance in any comic movie.
Yeah, he does
Except
look
for
like a
one.
huge jacked man.
Huge.
Except for one,
Yeah, there's one performance I think slightly better.
The Greatest Showman, right?
No, not as in one comic book movie performance better than his.
Fair.
There's only one in my opinion.
George Clooney, right? In Batman and Robin.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. And I think the adaptation is better than the original. The Western element, the relationship between the most dysfunctional father, grandfather, and grandchild. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, it's like it's like, I don't know, it's like The Last of Us, but with mutants, which I know you haven't played, but yeah, you get the gist.
It's very Red Dead.
Grumpy old man, unwilling child.
Yeah.
It's
Incredible film.
it's cool beans, man. Number 2, Into the Spider-Verse is boring. We've been there. We said everything there is to say.
I think it warrants a number 2 spot.
Yeah, I think it's a solid number 2 movie.
My number 2. I cheated a bit. I don't think same as Across the Spider-Verse and Beyond the Spider-Verse, Infinity War
Pick
and
one.
Endgame need to
Pick
be
one. Which one's your favourite?
What's my favourite? Do you remember being in the cinema on Endgame Day?
Yeah.
It was special. Like, no, it was.
People were clapping like they do when the plane lands.
Collapsed. People whooped, cheered, tears of joy.
Not me though.
But some people really felt it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, leaving the cinema after Infinity War in silence, like the entire cinema was silent because obviously everyone was watching Infinity War, and you actually walked out to the car and realised you haven't heard a noise for about 3 minutes.
I was a baby when 9/11 happened. Right. Yeah. But
Whoa.
I imagine it's the same vibes. That no one is happy. There's not a shred of a smile inside.
Yeah.
When I left Infinity War, it's like I just entered a funeral. Like,
yeah, it was.
I'm around a bunch of people who are all sad.
Just grieving.
There's like a teenage girl probably in tears somewhere. Like,
no, there was I'm lying. It wasn't silent. There was one person sobbing.
Really? There you go. They're coming back next year, love. But
we
yeah, apparently not. But yeah, it was just grim. Even watching that, it was like, oh, the movie's over. Like, not even anything cool. Like,
I just remember feeling so immersed in the story that I actually did forget there was.
Oh my gosh! You know what? We just can't. There were people crying when Spider-Man died. Yeah. Oh boy!
Everyone just. I don't want to go. And people broke down.
That one hit me.
I am ashamed to say that.
It's now ridiculous to say that. It's now ridiculous.
So that happened.
Yeah.
But let's think for the 2 hours prior to the last 10 minutes, right?
Mm.
How the hell did they fit 20 main characters into one movie?
Yeah.
That's an achievement in itself.
Yeah.
And it was just non-stop action. The thing that holds Endgame back is it's not a movie. It's a love letter.
But it feels... So originally Endgame was going to be my number 1. And maybe it might still be. But for me, Infinity War is a great MCU movie.
Yeah.
And it's so good. Endgame, not a good movie.
No.
At all.
No.
Neither is Far From Home. And I'm actually going to put Far From Home and Endgame in the same bracket. I'm going to put them both as number 2, right?
For why?
Because it's the same energy for me.
Love letter movies.
If you analyse this from a critical perspective as a movie, it's not good. Like, just in terms of pacing, narrative, just how it all works, how the acts are structured. But as a comic book movie, these are the 2 best. These are the 2 best movies that are supposed to be comic books on screen.
Yeah.
You won't see anything more like it. Yeah. Right? Endgame, time travel, magic, portals, everyone coming back from the dead.
It's an ensemble event.
Yeah.
It's an event. It's not a movie, it's an event.
It's a 6-issue event, man. Yeah, like, it's long. It's probably drawn out. It's 3 hours long.
And it also earned it.
It has. It's worked up, but the same way a comic book would. You do lead up to events, tie into events.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's huge and it feels fun. And every moment that you're in Endgame and that you're in Far From Home, you're thinking, oh God, How are they going to get out of this? What's the payoff? And then it's not just, just a normal Deus Ex Machina. It's the Spider-Man you watch when you were little kids popping out from Doctor Strange portals, right? Yeah. Or it's every single character that you thought is dead and armies from all over the world just sprinting into this random wasteland in New York.
It did get a bit like CGI battle-y, grey and smoky.
It did, yeah. I think the only way that I would ever look at that and be like, here's how they could have done this better as a random dude just not working in the movie industry, is just make it more colourful.
Yeah, just put it in daylight.
But obviously, like, I'm sure the reason they didn't is probably because that many characters doing that many things with that many special effects.
If only they had enough money in time.
But yeah.
Yeah, they're just events. I don't think there's... So the same reason why you can't separate like Spider-Man, Far From Home and Endgame, because their theme, I can't separate Infinity War and Endgame because it's a one story.
Fair, yeah.
I mean, if you're putting Zack Snyder's 4-hour run in, I can put
Infinity
War Endgame's 4-hour joint time in. Or
if I'm being truthful, that and Blade is probably one of the biggest regrets of my life, putting them in this list.
It's on record now, bro.
Yeah, I really, deer in the headlights moment. Number one. Say it.
Oh, wait, what was I going to say about Endgame? I can't remember now. Oh, well. Good movie.
And we're here to shake hands and say Dark Knight is number one. Although rewatching it the other day,
Uh-oh.
I felt exactly the same.
Yeah, bro. There's a reason why it's a boring answer.
Yeah.
It's the boring answer because it's the right answer.
Yeah.
It's a good comic book movie. It's a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Heath Ledger, Christian Bale, Christian Eckhart. Is it Christian Eckhart?
Aaron Eckhart, yeah.
Even Gary Oldman.
Michael Caine.
Master
Wife.
Time when I first heard your cries down this great mountain. It's a thespian's galore.
Yeah. Real well.
Thespian's galore.
Yeah.
Is Christian Bale a thespian? Did he go? I feel like he went to America young. Who cares? He can act.
Doesn't matter. He's British. That counts. He's a thespian.
British.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boring answer because it's the right answer.
Yeah, I completely agree. 2 + 2 will always be 4.
It will. It will be. And like, yeah, some days I'm not trying to watch Dark Knight. Some days I would rather watch Into the Spider-Verse. But it sums Batman up. Stays reasonably true to the source. Amazing acting. Great story. It's actually timeless. Most people in the world can quote something from the Dark Knight.
Do you think there's a chance that they'll be dethroned? Let me just ask you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
I think there's only a few characters that would be able to do it though.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it then for today.
That is it.
I would like to give out one more honourable mention to Blue Beetle, and I'm being deadly serious because that was some of the most fun I've had watching a comic book movie like for a really long time.
Yeah.
And it was bold of them to go that direction when like the movie landscape is looking as it is, and people are looking for like more fun, maybe a bit more seriousness. Yeah. It's not trying too hard to be funny, but it's also not trying too hard to be serious. Yeah. While it's also dealing with some kind of hard-hitting themes around like gentrification and racism.
Yeah.
But it's also like so much fun.
People, yeah.
Like the final battle is in what, like a slave fortress or something as well.
Something like that.
Yeah, and you're just like, this is so much fun. So
good movie.
Yeah, so
maybe that would be our next topic.
What?
Movies that deserve more.
Yeah.
That movie deserved more.
I think so. I don't know how much
the best movie in the world.
I don't know how much it made, but it's probably like I don't know.
No, but even like no one's talking about it.
It's true. Yeah, there was no conversation.
Just 12 people saw it.
And yeah, it came out. It still came when the actor strikes were going on as well.
All right, next time we'll do movies that deserve more.
Okay, so that's it for today. And yeah, so next week we'll be back with more movies that deserve more. Yeah, we want to do how many? What? 5, 10? You reckon you can squeeze 10 out of that?
It's made to get bored, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I'll get 10.
Pleasure doing business with you, mate.
Bro. Till next time.